In this video, let us try to represent some recurring decimals. Recurring decimals as fractions. So let's begin with this example to try to represent 0.6 bar as a fraction. What does this 0.6 bar mean? It just means that the 6 keeps repeating. The 6 after the decimal place keeps repeating. So the meaning of recurring is just repeating. So this is a non-terminating repeating decimal 0.66666 and so on. So let us assume that x be the fraction. Let x be the fraction. If x is the fraction, let us try to find out what is x now. So let x be equal to 0.6 bar. So now if we try to eliminate these decimals, the recurring decimals, maybe we'll arrive at something. So for that, let us multiply this by 10x. Multiplying this by 10x, just 0.6 bar is what? It is nothing but 0.66666. So if you multiply by 10, just that one decimal place moves to the right. So you get 6.66666, right? So the purpose of multiplying by 10 is if you subtract 10x minus x. If you subtract x from 10x, what we obtain is 6.6 bar minus 0.6 bar. So what was the purpose? Now the purpose was to eliminate these decimal places. We arrive at just 6.6 bar minus 0.6 bar. The repetition of 6 is just vanishes. Let me write it clearly. Suppose we have 6.66666 into 6 goes up to infinity minus 0.666. This also goes up to infinity. So subtracting you get all zeros, isn't it? So this was the purpose of multiplying by 10 and then subtracting. So you just get 6 as your answer. Now what have you obtained? We have obtained that 9x, 10x minus x is 9x. So 9x is equal to 6, or x is equal to, what is x? X is what we assumed as the fraction, the representation of 0.6 bar as a fraction. This is equal to 6 by 9. So we have found it as a fraction, just that since 3 is a common factor to both the numerator and the denominator, you get this as 2 by 3. So 0.6 bar or 0.66666, the recurring decimal, can be represented as 2 by 3 as a fraction. Now let's look at one more example to make things very clear to us. Let this be 0.47 bar. Now there are two decimal places which are repeating. So this is nothing but 0.4747 and so on, right? So let's try to follow the same step. Multiplying by 10, what would you get? 10x would give you, that is, I'm assuming this to be x. I'm assuming the fraction form of 0.47 bar as x. So let x be equal to 0.47 bar. This is the representation as a fraction of this decimal. So if you multiply by 10x, what do you obtain? You just imagine multiplying this by 10, you get 4.74747. So I feel, of course this is not wrong, you can still proceed, but somehow I would try to multiply this by 100. What would happen if I multiply by 100? 100 multiplied by 0.4747 would give you 47.4747, so on. So these two decimal places, the decimal place in the first number and the decimal place in the second number is going to be the same, which can be eliminated by subtraction. So that was the purpose, isn't it? So let us multiply this by 100 multiplied by x is equal to, as we did here, it is 47.47 bar. So subtracting the RHS and the LHS, subtracting you get 100x minus x, which is actually 99x, isn't it? This is equal to, the left hand side we have 47.47 bar minus 0.47 bar. This is 0. So it gives you just 47. So the decimal places, this 4 sevens, the 0.4747 disappears on subtraction. So now you have finally arrived at the representation of 0.47 bar as a fraction. This implies that x is equal to 47 by 99, or this decimal, this recurring, non-terminating recurring decimal can be expressed as 47 by 99 as a fraction, right? Now, let us try to do just one more example. This time, let us take 3 decimal places. 3 decimal places, I think you would have guessed it, right? This time, let's multiply by 1000, isn't it? So, this is, if I write it properly without this bar, it's going to look like this 001, 001, 001 and so on. So, let the fraction, let the representation of this as a fraction be equal to x. So, as guessed correctly by all, multiplying by 1000x, what do we get? We get 001.001 and so on, which is nothing but 1.001 bar, right? So if you have any doubts regarding this, just try multiplying this 0.001001 by 1000. You just have to shift 3 decimal places, right? 1, 2, 3. So you get 1.001, and the same thing keeps repeating again and again. So now, as we did before, let us just subtract the right hand side. You get what? 1000x minus x, which is 999x, is equal to, so you will have to subtract 1.001 bar minus 0.001 bar, which is 1. So x is x in the fractional form. X itself is what? The fraction form. The representation as a fraction of this decimal would be equal to 1 by 999, or this decimal, this recurring decimal can be represented as a fraction as 1 by 999. I hope the video clarifies lots of things to you. Thank you.